Over 2,000 years ago, someone built a machine of astonishing complexity. A device of dozens of precision gears, capable of predicting the movements of the sun, the moon, and the planets. Nothing else like it would appear for more than 1,000 years. By all rights, it should not exist. And yet, it was pulled from the bottom of the sea. It has been called the world's first computer, built in an age of sailing ships and oil lamps. This is the story of the Antikythera mechanism. Welcome to Curio Hour, where we uncover the strange, the unsolved, and the unforgettable. Today's story, the Antikythera mechanism. Our story begins in the year 1900, with a group of Greek sponge divers sailing home across the Mediterranean Sea. A storm forced them to take shelter near a small, rocky island called Antikythera, lying between the larger islands of Crete and the Greek mainland. While they waited for the weather to clear, the divers decided to do some diving in the area, hoping to find sponges in the waters off the island. One diver descended into the deep, and what he saw on the seabed terrified him. He surfaced in a panic, babbling about a pile of dead bodies on the ocean floor. But they were not bodies. When the others investigated, they realized the diver had stumbled upon the wreck of an ancient ship, scattered with bronze and marble statues. The arms and faces of the statues, half buried in the sand, had looked like human remains in the gloom. The divers had found a treasure trove from the ancient world. The wreck was that of a large cargo ship, which had sunk around 2,000 years ago, carrying a fortune in art and goods, likely bound for Rome. The Greek government organized one of the first major underwater archaeological recoveries in history. Over months, divers brought up statues, coins, jewelry, and pottery. The recovered treasures were taken to a museum in Athens, where scholars set to work cataloging them. And among the haul was something that, at first, no one paid much attention to. It was an unremarkable-looking lump. A corroded mass of bronze and rotted wood, encrusted by 2,000 years under the sea. It seemed like little more than debris. For months, it sat ignored among the more glamorous statues and treasures. Then the lump began to dry out and crack apart. And as it split, something extraordinary was revealed. Inside the corroded mass, peeking out from the bronze, was the unmistakable shape of a gear wheel. A precise, toothed cog of a kind that should not have existed in the ancient world. A scholar examining it could hardly believe his eyes. Finely cut gears were the stuff of clockwork, of machinery, of an age of precision engineering that lay many centuries in the future. Yet here was such a gear, embedded in an object that had sunk 2,000 years ago. It was as if someone had found a modern wristwatch in an ancient tomb. This was the first hint of what the world would come to call the Antikythera mechanism. An understanding it would take a century of painstaking work. The trouble was that the mechanism was in pieces. It had broken into several fragments, corroded and fragile, with much of it lost or fused together by time. For decades, scholars studied the fragments, but the technology of the time was not advanced enough to see inside them, where the most important details were hidden. They could see gears on the surface and faint inscriptions in ancient Greek. But the inner workings, the heart of the machine, remained locked inside the corroded bronze. The breakthroughs came as technology improved. In the modern era, researchers turned powerful tools on the fragments. X-rays and then advanced three-dimensional scanning. Using high-resolution imaging, scientists could finally peer inside the fragments without damaging them and map the gears hidden within, layer by layer. What they found was staggering. The mechanism contained at least 30 interlocking bronze gears, and possibly many more, all working together in a single, intricate system. The gears were cut with remarkable precision, their teeth carefully shaped, their sizes calculated to produce exact ratios. This was the work of a true master craftsman. The whole device had been housed in a wooden case, about the size of a large book, with dials on the front and back, and a small hand crank on the side. By turning that crank, the user set all the gears in motion at once, and the dials would display their results. But what exactly did it calculate? The answer was the cosmos itself. The Antikythera mechanism was an astronomical calculator, a model of the heavens as the ancient Greeks understood them. Turning the crank moved the device forward or backward in time. And as it did, the dials showed the positions of the sun and the moon against the background of the stars. It could display the phases of the moon, showing whether it would be full or new on any given date, using a clever little rotating ball, half black and half silver. It tracked the cycles of the calendar, marking the months and the years. It is believed to have shown the positions of the known planets as they wandered across the sky. Most impressively of all, it could predict eclipses. The dials indicated when eclipses of the sun and moon were likely to occur, sometimes years in advance. And it even tracked the cycle of the ancient Greek games, including the Olympics, marking which festival would be held in which year. It was a calendar of civilization itself. All of this from a hand-cranked box of bronze gears made 2,000 years ago. It compressed the rhythms of the heavens into a device you could hold in your lap. To appreciate just how astonishing this is, consider that geared mechanisms of comparable complexity would not appear again in Europe until the great astronomical clocks of the medieval period. More than 1,000 years separate the Antikythera mechanism from anything else like it. So who built this impossible object? The truth is, we do not know for certain. No name is attached to it. But scholars have been able to make some educated guesses about its origins. The inscriptions and the style of the work suggest it was made somewhere in the Greek world, around the 2nd or 1st century before the Common Era. Some have linked it to the great thinkers of the age, including the famous mathematician and inventor Archimedes, who was said to have built devices modeling the heavens. Others point to the island of Rhodes, a renowned center of astronomy at the time, as a possible birthplace for the device. But these remain theories, not certainties. What is clear is that the mechanism could not have been the only one of its kind. A device this sophisticated must have been the product of a long tradition of skill and knowledge. There must have been earlier, simpler versions, and the expertise to refine them over generations. The Antikythera mechanism was a pinnacle, not a lucky accident. And this raises a haunting question. If the ancient world possessed knowledge and skill like this, what happened to it? Why did such technology vanish for over 1,000 years? The likely answer is loss. As empires rose and fell, as libraries burned and knowledge was scattered, much of the ancient world's learning simply disappeared. The skills to build such a device may have been held by only a handful of masters, their knowledge passed down by hand, never widely recorded. When they died, it could die with them. The Antikythera mechanism, then, is more than a marvel. It is a reminder of how fragile knowledge can be, and how much brilliance the past may have held that we have simply lost. Today, the fragments of the mechanism are kept in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, displayed alongside detailed reconstructions of how it once worked. Researchers continue to study it, building working models, decoding its inscriptions, and uncovering new details about this extraordinary ancient machine. It stands as the oldest known device of its kind. A genuine analog computer, conceived and built by human hands more than 2,000 years ago. It tells us that our ancestors were not the simple, primitive people we sometimes imagine. They gazed at the heavens, understood their rhythms, and captured them in turning bronze. A masterpiece of genius, lost beneath the waves for 2,000 years, and recovered to remind us of just how clever the ancient world truly was. The Antikythera mechanism.